Hi, my name is Pat. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a very different video. I'm doing my first ever bookshelf tour. So I have two bookshelves right here with me. So they're placed like this. I have another one that I recently acquired, and I think it's only been like 2-3 months since I've had it. So this is the first time doing a bookshelf tour because I haven't really had like a lot of books before, and I was still like trying to figure out how I wanted the books to be, and I was still acquiring a lot more books, and I still am, and definitely this will change, but my whole setup is, I think it's like the way I organize it's going to be the same because I don't think I'm ever going to change it. Maybe organize it a little bit more, but in general the way I organize my bookshelf is by genre, not necessarily like by author. I like to place them together like in genres, and once I have them I usually arrange them like by height. So let's get started. All right, let me pan you guys up. All right, so this is my bookshelf. So at the very top we have my BTS albums slash like merch and DVDs and army memberships, and then on the side of this bookshelf I have my owl crate pins with a banner. Let's go at the very top of this one. The very top, this is my contemporary slash literary middle grade YA adult section. So YA adult middle grade, I kind of put them together. Again, because I'm doing them by genre. So up here we have Ask Again Yes, Miracle Creek, Vanishing Half, Anxious People, Little Fires Everywhere, Kiss Scotia and Bride Test, Sakura Sisters of Tuscany, The Dating Plan, and Normal People. I don't know if you can see that one. Normal People right there. My iPod is not tall enough for you guys to really see, but so these ones I don't really like arrange in any way, except for these on the bottom are all the books that I have read, and these are I haven't read. But I have Beach Read, Want to Watch, With a Fire on High. Beach Read I haven't read. These two I have. Then we have Loser and Star Girl, both by Jerry Spinelli. Take a Hint, Danny Brown, and The Actor Age Eve Brown. I do have Chloe Brown, the Chloe Brown book, but I lent it to my sister and she hasn't read it. I gave it to her like months ago. Anyway, I have Shipped by Angie Hockman, Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo, Loveless by Alice Oseman, Counting by Sevens, Eliza and Her Monsters, The Poet X, and at the very bottom we have The Female of the Species. And moving on to this one, we have Radio Silence, Challenger Deep, Britt Marie Was Here, My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell Her She's Sorry, A Man Called Uva, Everything, and Suggested Reading. And I have a tiny crown, baby crown right there. And the one that I took off were my 2 copies of One Last Stop. I'm gifting one of these to my sister, and I'm just putting them here for now. I'm going to rearrange this somehow to include like one of the copies in here, but for now I just have them this way because it's a pretty cover, so they're fun. Okay, and then the next one here is my fantasy shelf. It's actually all the way down to the third shelf from the top. I kind of arranged this based on like these are standalones, and then some of here at the next shelf are standalones, but then also like series like companion novels. So here we have 2 crowns. We have The Electric Kingdom, Wicked Deep, Den of Vipers, Spinning Silver, Invisible Life of Ada LaRue, The Water Dancer, In Holidays, Nothing to See Here, and Recursion. So again, these are sci-fi fantasy. Here, all the way down, books I've read. I haven't read these. Piranesi, Beasts of Extraordinary Circumstances, Sentence of the Crane, The Once and Future Witches, Winter's Orbit, and my 2 copies of Lore. This one I believe is from Illumicrate, and this one is Owl Crate. I have my 2 copies right there. I have the spine out for the Illumicrate one because I really like the spine and it looks really cool. And then we have the Humans by Matt Haig. It kind of looks awkward here because I have like awkward space shelves, and I kind of arrange them this way now where there are books underneath and then I have books standing on top of them to make use of the space as much as I can. And then we have Kingdom of Bag, Empire of Dreams. This is actually a 4th book slash companion novel to a trilogy that is from Ray Carson, which I loved, and I enjoyed this one as well. Star Daughter by Shveta Thakrar, Deal with the Elf King. I believe this is the 1st book in like a companion novel series, so I just have them here. And then I have it here, Horrid Mythology, and another copy of The Invisible Life of Ada LaRue. This one is the Illumicrate one with the black sprayed edges and the foiling on the inside. The other copy that I have is a Book of the Month one, and I really like this book. I've read that one. One of my top favorites. I know it has a lot of like really mixed reviews, which I kind of get, but I really loved this one. Really loved that. And then we have Yesterday's History, This Golden Flame. These are both from book boxes, but they are standalones. Book box, book box, book box, book box, book box. These are all actually from book boxes, except for, well, the Book of the Month these are the ones that I chose, and these ones just came in from like Owl Crate, Illumicrate, Fairy Loot. And then let's go to the next level. Alright, moving on to the shelf underneath that, more fantasy. So these are all standalones except for these three. These are companion novels, so they're not necessarily like series. I think one is a prequel and one is like a prequel of the prequel, something like that, or something along those lines, but we'll get to that. We have The Left-Handed Booksellers of London, Sweet and Bitter Magic, Winterwood. I really enjoyed this one. It has the blue sprayed edges and the naked has a foiling as well. I love foilings on hardcovers. Then we have a Golden Fury, Tarnished Empire, House in the Cerulean Sea, The Ones We Were Meant to Find, Among the Leaves and Briars, and we have House of Leaves and Prairie of the Orange Tree. I've read this too. I'm not a big fan of this one. It had a lot, like one part of it was really good, but the other part I didn't really like. And then Prairie of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Favorite book. So good. Then I have Severance, The Lost Apothecary, The Magic Lesson, The Rules of Magic, Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. And then this is In the Ravenous Dark. I have the spine out because the spine is stenciled and it's pretty. And then I have Farkeeper's Daughter, Ariadne, and Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. I love Dark Matter in the same way that I love Recursion. I think I like Dark Matter a little bit more than Recursion, but I really enjoyed this one. And the both books from Blake Crouch. Now we're moving on to our series. So now we have Crier's War and Ironheart. These are duology from Nina Varela. We have Six Across and Crooked Kingdom, Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, Ruin and Rising. We have King of Scars and Rule of Wolves. I have read these. I haven't read this one from Nina Varela yet. And this one actually, the Crier's War, actually I got from Owl Crate, I believe. And then King of Scars, Rule of Wolves, I haven't read yet. Okay, moving it down to the next one. So this is my last shelf-ish of books for this one. So now we have Demon King, Ancide Queen, Grey Wolf, Crimson Crown, then Frostblood, Fireblood, Nightblood. Then we have Sorcerer Heir, the Enchanter Heir, Dragon Heir, Wizard Heir, and Warrior Heir. Actually it goes from this one up. And then we have Flamecaster, Shadowcaster, Stormcaster, Deathcaster, all by Cinda Williams Chima. I've been wanting to read these books for years, and I'm kind of still getting over the fact that I need to like stop saving these books for rainy day. I don't have time to be saving books. I have so many books I want to read. I don't have time to be saving them. And then we have The Savage Song and Our Dark Duet, Spin the Dawn, and Unravel the Dusk. And then we have, I should rearrange this one. I like having like the first book on the bottom first, and then the latest one on top. So then we have The Wolf of Orinyaro, Ikasar Falcon, and The Dragon of Jinsayang by Faye Zuyoso, the Chronicles of the Witch Queen series. Then I have A Darker Stage of Magic, Gathering of Shadows, A Conjuring of Light by V. Schwab, and The Inheritance Trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. I love this one. I love these. I haven't read this, but I love these. I haven't read any. I have more books that I have not read than books that I have read. Okay, let's see the very bottom shelf. So I'm just gonna show it to you real quick. So these are all like the extra books that I have. Some of them are like double copies. Some of them are books that I liked and read, but I'm not sure if I want to keep. Then I have candles, and these are like the Illumicrate bags and Fairy Loot bags. I have my stamp here and my, what are these called? They're squishy. Squishmallows? Something like that. And then a box. I believe this one has some bookish items in here as well. Just really like random stuff and bookish items that I'm not using a lot, and I'm just kind of like saving. Once I get more spaces, I'm probably gonna put them out, but they're staying here for now. Okay, let's move on to the next shelf. Alright, we're now on our next shelf. So these are my historical fiction, dark academia, mystery thriller novels. So they're all here. From the very bottom, we have Seven Husbands of Elvin Hugo, Daisy Jones and the Six, Nightingale. I've read all three of these. These are historical fictions, and I love all of them. And then I have Four Winds, Jinko, Book of Longings, Rules of Civility. These are also all historical fiction. And then we have Malibu Rising. This should be here, but I have it on top because I recently got it. And then Turn of the Key, which is a thriller. And then in the middle we have Last Night at the Telegraph Club, Luck of the Titanic, Downstairs Girl, Outrun the Moon. These are all historical fiction. And then we have If We Were Villains and the Cousins. This is a dark academia thriller. And then this one is a thriller, mystery thriller. And then here we have The Anomaly, Sundown Motel, The Grey Alone, Arsenic and Adobo, The Goldfinch, Secret History, The Ravens, The Whisper Man. These two are dark academia, thriller, mystery. And in thriller mystery, I believe this one has mystery, but also like historical fiction. And then the rest are like thriller mysteries as well. let's move on to the next one. All right, so the next one here I have is my nonfiction and classic shelf. On this side we have Dear Edward, Untamed, What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Blacker, Big Friendship, Maybe You Should Talk to Someone, Becoming by Michelle Obama, Stamped from the Beginning, and Intuitive Eating. And then we have Keeping the Love You Find, White Rage, Quiet, Bad Feminist, Know My Name, The Uninhabitable Earth, Sapiens, Hood Feminism, Ikigai, and Dear Joelle, A Feminist Manifesto. This is such a good book, but the author has since made like really anti-trans sentiments, so that's really saddening. Next, classics. I have A Little Princess. So all my classics, I prefer them to be like these really like cool editions of like naked hardbacks or like imitation leather ones. I like them to be more imitation leathers. So I have here A Little Princess by Frances Hudson Burnett. I loved The Little Princess growing up. I saw the cartoon for it and I grew up watching that show. So I have it. And then we have Frankenstein, Little Women, Pride and Prejudice, Moby Dick, Sense and Sensibility, Jane Eyre, Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales, and Hans Christian Andersen's Complete Fairy Tales. I grew up reading the fairy tales as well. Like those are my first like stories I've ever really read. And so I've always wanted to like read the original ones. So I bought these off of Target. And then these are all from, well, this is also from Target. These are the paper mold press editions of classics. I got this one from Book Outlet before the whole Book Outlet thing about black creators that they did. Like, so I haven't bought anything from them, and I know there are other sites that sell these and like kind of the same price as well. So I really enjoy these editions. The only thing is, as you can see, these two are the books that I've read, and they're kind of, well, these three, but especially these two, they're kind of like fading. So yeah, but I really like the like foiling designs on like the I think these are like cloth mounds, I think you would call them. Anyway, these are all the books I read. I've read this one I highly recommend to everybody to read. Intuitive Eating. It really tackles like the diet culture and how ingrained it is so much that we don't realize how harmful certain things about food and diet that we know and are taught about are. So Becoming, I've also read. Maybe You Should Talk to Someone, I also read. I should read like nonfiction more, because all of the ones that I've read so far, like I've read Know My Name, I've read this one, and I also read these two, and I have also Barack Obama's book. I'm lending it to my mom. I really enjoyed that one. I learned so much from them. I'm like still kind of afraid of reading them, so I should, because these are like really great like reads from what I've heard. So let's go to the next one. Alright, so this is a continuation of my fantasy shelf, so let's get started. So these are all Rick Riordan books. I have the Percy Jackson series, 5 books, and then the following series, Heroes of Olympus series. I have read all of these. I have read this one, but I want to do a reread of them, and so I got copies. These are secondhand. This is from Target, and then these are all from Target as well. So I have The Hidden Oracle, Dark Prophecy, The Burning Maze, The Titan's Tomb, and the first book in the Magnus Chase, and The Gods of Asgard. I have pre-ordered the next 2 books, I believe. So yeah, they're gonna be there. And yeah, the next one that we have is The Bone Witch, The Heart Forger, and The Shadow Glass by Rincha Pecco, Filipino author, fantasy. Been wanting to read this one as well. And then we have Scythe, Thunderhead, and The Toll. I love this series so much. I really enjoy this one. And then we have Crown of Wishes and Star Touched Queen by Rajani Chokshi. And then 3 books from Like Crouch Pines, Wayward, and The Last Down. I believe these are series, but I think they also like are good like standalones, or they're more like companion series novels. Not 100% sure, but they're like a sci-fi mystery kind types of books. So I'm really excited to get them. And then we have Shadow of the Fox, Soul of the Sword, and Night Dragon by Julie Kagawa. I love this series from Julie Kagawa, The Immortal Rules, Eternity Cure, Forever Song. This is like the first vampire novel that was like closer to the original depictions of vampires from Dracula, and where it's more gory and bloody and deadly compared to like the Twilight way it was portrayed. And I really enjoy this one. That's why I wanted to read her mythology as well. This is Japanese mythology, so I'm very excited to get to these 3 books as well. And I bought these ones because I want to do a reread of them, because I remember loving them so much. I'm really disappointed with this last one. I bought the Harlequin Teen edition, and it came with the Inkyard Press edition. And I'm so sad, and I'm so mad, but you know, whatever. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Alright, so these are more fantasy. So right here we have the last two books in these two series. So I have The Burning God by R.F. Kuang and Dreams of Gods and Monsters by Laini Taylor. This one I got used, and I thought it was going to be matching like this, the height, the size of these two, Daughter of Smoke and Bone and Days of Blood and Starlight, but it's the tall UK edition. The same thing with Burning God. I thought it was going to match these two editions. Yeah, and then the tall editions for these books, because I actually prefer like tall paperback editions of fantasy books. I just like them more like than the like regular size paperbacks. The tall paperbacks for these are not available any longer from Blackwells, and I don't know where to get them. Well, I can get them from like Amazon UK, but like in the UK, so the shipping is like not great. So I don't know. Anyway, I need to get to this because it's really great fantasy. A lot of people love it. And then we have We Hunt the Flame and We Free the Stars from Hafsa Faisal. Love this so much, and these are the new UK editions, which I love. Let's go to the next one. We have City of Brass, Kingdom of Copper, Emperor of Gold. The same thing with this one. I bought the first two books, and they came in like kind of like this size, and then the last book came in this size. I'm like, I thought they were gonna be the same size because the covers look the same and the publisher is the same. So I didn't really look at the like dimensions, because sometimes the dimensions are wrong and they're kind of off like 1 or 2 centimeters. So I thought it was gonna be the same size. Anyway, so that's why I bought the tall editions of the two books, but this one is like the different covers, so they're not really matching this one, but at least they're closer in height. Anyway, the next one, I just got this yesterday. This is the Bargainer by Laura Thalassa. This is a complete Bargainer series. I believe there are 3, maybe 4 books in this one. And I saw this on Book Talk, and a lot of people love this one, and it's like a fantasy enemies to lovers kind of thing, and I like that trope, so I bought this one. And I have The Bridge Kingdom and Traitor Queen. I actually got this off of Amazon because they had a buy 2 get 1 deal. The one that I bought from Amazon that came with this book is Hood Feminism by Miki Kendall, which is on my nonfiction shelf. This is also Book Talk books. A lot of people love this one, enemies to lovers as well, and a lot of people say that the world here is really, really good, so I'm excited to get into this. And then this one also, I got this one I think yesterday as well, or the other day. We have Angel Fall, World After, and End of Days. This is the Penguin and the End of Days series. I love this. I read this years ago when this first came out, and I love it so much. I love how dark it got because it's about angels and like the end of the like apocalypse, and I loved it so much, so I bought it with plans of rereading it and just having the copy because it's one of my favorite series ever. And then I have Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, and Return of the King by J.R.R. Tolkien. I have not read these books. The classic fantasies, you have to read them, so I'm kind of afraid to get them, so I'm kind of putting them on the side, but I do want to get them. Just a little bit scared and a little bit intimidated. And then I have The Out of the World, The Great Hunt, and The Dragon Reborn by Robert Jordan, another like classic fantasy series that I need to read, as well as these. So these are The Blade Itself, Last Argument of the Kings Before They're Hanged by Joe Abercrombie. Again, classic fantasies I need to read. And then Ursula Le Guin's The Book of the Earthsea. This is the complete illustrated edition. And I got this also off of Target, and it's a lot more affordable than I thought. I thought it would be like $40, $50, $60. I think it was like $30, which is like price of like some hardcover editions nowadays. And then on the very bottom shelf, ta-da! So again, more copies of books that I'm not sure I want to keep. Especially this one, Eleanor and Park. I want to use the pages for something like Star Daughter. I have another copy from Owl Crate, and then again some bookish items are in here in bookish boxes, and then all of my I have another book here. So again, this is the Inquiry Press edition of the Immortal Beings. Anyway, I have multiple copies of books. Anyway, I have these are all of my book sleeves. I have one book sleeve out that I'm using right now, but these are all the book sleeves that I got from book boxes, and I haven't been using them, which I should, but I haven't been going out, so I haven't like really thought about it. And then more squishies, more candles, bookish candles, some of them bookish candles, and some are like just designer stuff. And then I think this is like a tapestry that I got from Owl Crate. Organizers and stuff are on here. That's a tour of the bookshelves that I have here where I film. But again, I will be showing you guys my other bookshelf, so let's go over there. Okay, so this here is my newest bookshelf. This, I need to change the tape of this one so I can stay up, but right now it's just hanging. So at the very top, we have my BTS shelf. So these are all like albums and like DVDs, CDs, and some books as well. So here are books that were recommended by some of the members from BTS, mostly by Namjoon, the leader. I have read 2 books from this so far. Into the Magic Shop and Chalamju. I really enjoy these 2. Although Into the Magic Shop, I prefer like only like the first part, not really like the last half of the book. So again, these are all books I do want to read. This very bottom one is Demian, very short book. IQ 184, Human Acts, Cosmos. I've started this one. I think I'm like 100 pages in, and then 1984 by George Orwell. I've also read this one, but I didn't really enjoy this one. It was very confusing. And then albums I have, and then actually notes collection, kind of like a story told in notes kind of thing from like their albums. So these are kind of like books as well. So I have the notes 1 and 2. If you're an army, you probably know what that is about. All right, let's move on to the next one. Now these are books that I got, like special editions from book boxes that are first in a series. So the other ones that are like standalones I have on my other shelf. On the very side we have this one. This is a book pod from Bookmark. So I have bookmarks from Book of the Month, Book Depository when I still used to buy from them, Blackwells. It's my regular bookmarks. And then we have this one. This is an art print from, I believe, Illumicrate or Owlcrate. It's from Addie LaRue. And then we have Goddess in the Machine. I'm planning on reading this next month because I have an arc of the second book in the duology. It comes out in August, so I want to read it in July. Then Set Fire to the Gods, All the Stars and Teeth, Bookmark's Moon. I have read this one and the book that came after it. I really love this one. One of my top duologies. I have also read Bookmark's Moon. I liked it, but not as much as I liked All the Stars and Teeth. And it was pretty okay. It wasn't like life-changing or anything. And then we have A Deadly Education, Dark and Helmut Star, The Prison Healer, Legend Born, These Violent Delights, The Guinevere Deception, Incendiary, Where Dreams Descend. I have pre-ordered the second book in this series because I love this. I actually really love like naked hardcovers. So I have the next book in this duology pre-ordered, and then I have the Unbroken and the Jasmine Throne. I have been hearing so much about these two books everywhere, but again, first books in a series, and I like to have like most of the series completed, or it's like complete before I read the entire books. I don't want to wait. I can't because I forget. And then here on this very side we have my 2 copies of Which is Deep in Gold. This one is from Referral Links and this one is from Owlcrate. And then we have The Bright and the Pale, The Gilded Ones, and Scavenge the Stars. So Scavenge the Stars I'm also planning to read soon because I know the book has been out for a few months now. I think it got released last year. And also Incendiary and Guinevere Deception. So we have this one. It's actually a Gideon the Ninth Lamp, and this is a shadow box. I forgot where it's from, like which book. That's the shelf for this one. This is like my main book shelf from here because most of the books that I have here are like the ones that I really have on display. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so for the next shelf, the books here are first books in a series that, or some of them are like second books, third books, or like the first 3 books in a series that I have not yet completed, so I'm planning on completing them. On the very side we have Ninth House, The City We Became, Victor's Great and Death, Switch Between Worlds, first books in a series. Then I have Sabriel, first book, both by Wolf, first book, and then the first 3 books in a Bone Season series. So the Bone Season, The Mind Order, The Song of Rising. I have read the Bone Season the year it came out, and I loved it so much, so I think there's going to be 6 books. It's like at least a 3-year wait. We don't know yet how much we're gonna wait. And then we have Shadow of the Night, second book in the All Souls trilogy, Witchy by Ariel Slamet Reyes. This is book 1 of like a graphic novel compilation. I think the original ones were published online and then they completed and printed out. I don't know when the second book or the other books will come out. Then we have Aurora Rising. I'm actually not planning on reading this anymore because of the whole thing with J. Kristoff. And then A Torch Against the Night. This is the 3rd book in the Ember in the Ashes series, and then we have Cold Snap by Maki Santiago. And then these 3 are book tins from book boxes, so all of these items down to the very last are items from Bookish boxes. We have these 2 book tins from Owlcrate. These are the first 2 in their 4 Shades of London series inspired book tins, and then this one is from Owlcrate, I believe, as well. And then we have another book pot from Illumicrate. This one has my like special edition bookmarks. We have this I think from Addie LaRue, so it's a sleeping mask. I don't really use sleeping masks. And then a pencil case or like a tin container. I just put some of my other bookmarks in pencil case. This is I think Akatar, and I just have like some cards in here and stickers that I received from book boxes. And then this one is a bobblehead Kevin from The Office, because I was subscribed to The Office subscription box for like half a year, so I received like 2 boxes. Then we have a tin container slash like piggy bank thing. Then I have this is actually a tumbler from Japan. This is from the Starbucks Sakura edition. I asked my sister to buy this for me when she was in the Philippines because they were selling it over there as well. And I really like this one. I love the Sakura editions yearly that comes out with like Starbucks Japan. But usually they're very expensive if you're trying to buy it, especially in the US, because they're not available here and they get shipped and etc. And they're very expensive. And I haven't used it because I'm saving it. I don't want to destroy it. And then a glass with like the sumo scene from one of the episodes of The Office. And then here is an artwork from Phantom of the Opera. I forgot which box I got this from. But this is the Phantom of the Opera. I'm honestly still trying to figure out how I'm going to like put out like art prints that I have, because they're very pretty. I don't particularly like having like art prints out on my walls because they look very disorganized to me. Just like having clean walls or like a simple wallpaper kind of design. And then I have these pins from, I think this is from Crate. They're like corkboard pins. And then this Jello, stapler in a Jello. This is also from The Office. Coaster, inspired. I think this is inspired by Cemetery Boys. Just had that one. I don't want to use it because usually wood, when they're saturated with water, they expand. And I don't want to ruin it. It's very pretty. But I have these. These are, I believe all these are from Crate. One of the boxes are empty. This one is a necklace. This one is empty. I forgot what's in here, where I put it and what was in there. And then I believe this is like a necklace or maybe like a cinder one. But I just have to keep it here. And then I have this art print, wooden art print, inspired by the Sean Savage song, and then Pam's painting or drawing of The Office. I just have them here. Again, art prints, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to display them in a way that looks good to me. And then I have this box. I believe this is from Crate. It's like a jewelry box. I have my sickle. Randomly. I don't know why I did that. And then I have this one. This is the pin hoop board from Illumicrate. So I have all my Illumicrate pins in here. Really heavy. And then a complete deck of cards from Illumicrate. This is inspired by Akatar, I believe. Oh no, A Throne of Glass. And then recently the Serpent and Dove poster set, the Etc. game from Illumicrate, and then this one is the TBR reading list, or the reading list game from Prairie. And then these are all puzzles. These two are from Crate. This one is from Joy Crate. And I believe this one is from Prairie. No, Illumicrate. So I haven't done these puzzles. Well, I think I've done like one of the puzzles, finished it, and just put it back there. So let's move on to the next one. All right. Okay, so a lot of stuff here as well. So on this very side we have kind of random things. So this is like The Office like coin dollar set, The Office, and then this one is from Book of the Month. I think this is from last year, their 2020 Book of the Year. I forgot where this is from. Oh, Crate. And then this is from Crate too, I believe. And this is supposed to be like a picture, like an art print album. I put all my author letters here and I arranged them by month, like from the oldest ones that I have to the newest ones. I just put them in here and I read them sometimes before I start the book, and this one doesn't fit, so I just have it like outside, because some of them have like really like interesting information from like the writing, like where the characters are inspired from, so I like to keep them in here so I don't lose them. And then I have this one. These are like stickers for like mailing, I believe. Another Dunder Mifflin one, and then this is the BTS meal paper bag. I saved it, of course I did. And then we have this chopstick set inspired by The Violet Delights by Chloe Gong. This is from Crate, I believe. And then this one is a cutlery set inspired by Warcross by Mary Liu. I think you have spoon, fork, knife, and straw, or just like spoon and fork. Yeah, just spoon and fork for this one. They're gold. And then I have this one. This is a wooden stirring spoon. It has this engraving here in front from The Lovely War by Julie Berry. I save it here because if I use it downstairs, but bring it downstairs and have it be used, it's gonna get stained. And I don't want it to get stained. And then we have it's actually a 10-piece straw set, like reusable straw. And the funny thing is, I already have like a complete like set of reusable straws, even like boba straws. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna keep it and have the box. And then another one that I have here is like chopsticks from the Joy Crate. This is inspired by Mulan, so I just have it here. And then, okay, so these are my jewelry. These are my earrings. I have them here because the like plates that I have them on are from book boxes. So this is actually, I think it's like a tea bag plate. So I have my earrings on there. This one is a small plate as well. Small plate, another small plate. This one is actually came with the Mulan chopstick set. It's a sauce container, and I just have my jewelry there because my earrings, because I have the most earrings. because I actually have 6 piercings, 3 on one ear and 3 on the other. I haven't used them because again I haven't been going out. And then this is an Avatar inspired wooden box container. I just have like pins for the shelf here. And then I have here a jar inspired. I think this is inspired by Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. Salt and pepper shakers. I forgot where this is inspired from. Then I have this one. This is like a mini teacup set inspired by Narnia, and actually has like Tumnus and Lucy, Aslan, and the wardrobe printed on it. It's so pretty. The actual mini plate that goes with it is, we have Aslan on there as well. This is a tea tin, and I really like this one. I haven't used it yet. I need to clean it first. And on the bottom of that is the fairy lights, the moon-shaped fairy lights that I got from Owl Crate. This one is from Fairloot, I believe. No, Illumicrate. So it's just a pin. And then I have a key. The mugs from Illumicrate. I think this one isn't from Illumicrate. Yeah, this one is from Fairloot. This is a bit smaller, so let me put that in front. I just have like my pins in here, like, because I didn't get the pin hoop last year for Illumicrate, so I have last year's pins in here. The other pins that are not monthly pins are put here. From the Joy Crate, this one, I love this one so much. I'm saving it, but again, I don't have anywhere to put it because I'm not really going out. And then I have this keychain. Then these are pencils, colored pencils from Owl Crate, I believe, and then a pen from Owl Crate. This came with the clipboard. It's inspired by Star Daughter, and then more pens. These are just like the back of the pens. And then, oh, actually this one is a phone, what do you call this one? Pop socket kind of thing. I just have it here because I don't really want to use it yet. On the very side, we have these pouches. So this one is my bookmark sleeve, and I just put some of my bookmarks in here. No reason at all for which bookmarks I put in here. And then these pouches, this one is actually from Owl Crate. It came with their message board thing. I forgot what it's called. The one where you put the letters in. And in here I just have, oh, this is a like wallet socket for your phone. So you put it in the back of your phone. It has like pocket. And then this is a container for the moon ornament thing that I had on the very top of this shelf. Just have him here, and then it has like a pocket in the back. And then this one, it's from Joy Crate, I believe. Oh, this is from Out of Print. I think it came in a box. In here I have some random items, like, and then I have these are like, you put notes on it and you stick it on a book. And I don't really like sticking stuff in books, so I just have them saved here in case. I like saving stuff in case. I'm a hoarder. I have some ornaments in here. This one is actually made for me by one of my co-workers. And I just like ornaments from book stuff. This iron-on patch from Fake Crate. This necklace inspired by the Bone Witch. And then these are, you put them on your shoelaces. And this is a bookmark that actually my friend made for me, so I'm just saving it in here because I don't want it to fade. These are inspired by Lord of the Rings, I believe. And then I have this pouch. In here I have my tarot cards from Fairloot. So Fairloot has like tarot cards every month, plus this iron-on pouch. And then here, these are mostly stickers that I got. Sticker Polaroids that came with the Fake Crate. I believe these are from Fake Crate Polaroid ones. More stickers and some art print. Okay, now on the very bottom, these are actually just the boxes that I have. There are boxes inside the boxes and some other stuff. So for example, this one is a book TBR like bag, but I put all my pillowcases in here that I got from book boxes. And these are the boxes for the tins. I just kept them because they look very pretty, and you know, I like to keep them. And this is the umbrella inspired by Crescent City. A little bit dusty. And then this is the one that came with a small pouch with like the letters. I should probably use this one. I should take it out and use it. Some of the boxes for the mugs and another box. I'm just saving them in case. I don't know, I'm a bit of a hoarder like that. That is my bookshelf tour. It's gonna be a very long video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm gonna have a hard time editing this, and I am losing my voice. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching my kind of chaotic bookshelf tour. This is the reason why I don't want to do it, because I keep rearranging them, but I have a general like idea for I want things to go. But again, I keep rearranging them. I keep acquiring more books and more stuff that I put on the shelves, so they kind of move around. But in any case, I still enjoyed talking about these books that I have. And yes, I will see you guys later. And if you have more like request videos, I guess, let me know down below and I'll try to do them as soon as I can. Bye.